Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Grow Rotorua to help boost the economic value of international education in Rotorua after receiving a $240,000 grant. Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust tertiary scholarships are now opened, and Premier Racing returns to Rotorua Park this weekend for the 2014 Plate Day. Grow Rotorua has received a grant of $240,000 over 3 years from Education New Zealand to help boost the economic value of international education in Rotorua. The grant will enable the implementation of Grow Rotorua's education initiative, which focuses on doubling the economic value of international education in the district by 2019. Rotorua hosts over 2,500 international students each year, with the majority studying at Waiariki Institute of Technology. These students spend $50 million on fees, accommodation and other direct costs. The wider contribution to the local economy from these students is estimated to be around $75 million per annum. Grow Rotorua Chief Executive Francis Pauls says there's a terrific willingness of organisations keen to work together on the Education Rotorua initiative, with Grow Rotorua forming a steering group comprising local secondary and tertiary education providers, as well as representatives from Destination Rotorua Marketing and the Rotorua District Council. Applications are now open for the 2015 Rotorua Energy Charitable Trust Tertiary Study Awards and the Waiariki Institute of Technology Whare Takiuru Awards. These two awards will support up to 60 students from the Rotorua district to undertake full-time tertiary study. Rotorua Trust Chairman Graham Hall says the awards are open to students who live in the Rotorua district, are New Zealand citizens or have permanent residency status.
Well, the tertiary scholarships have to be attending a Rotorua high school or Te Kura kaupapa, and they have to be residents of Rotorua, because it's about really trying to help our citizens and help the parents of students here in our city. So they're restricted to people who actually live here. The Waiariki ones are different. They are restricted to students at Waiariki, and the graduate and undergraduate ones are designed to try and keep people here at Waiariki and get them to stay in the city. And it's been quite successful. Applications
open this week and close on the 30th of November. For more information, visit rotoruatrust.org.nz. A unique exhibition showcasing a diverse range of unusual and rarely seen works from the Rotorua Museum collection is now open to the public. Pick and Mix, selected works from Rotorua Museum's collection, showcases over 50 assorted treasures, each one chosen by a Rotorua Museum staff member, reflecting a wide range of tastes and the extensive nature of the Rotorua Museum collection. As well as selecting their favourite objects, staff also wrote about why they picked them. These comments, along with interesting facts, are displayed alongside the works in the galleries. Rotorua Museum curator Carl Chittum says it was great to have a chance to create an exhibition highlighting the varied range of works held within the museum's collection.
Pick and Mix, which is our big collection show, is on till May the 10th next year. So what we're trying to do is to encourage people to come back and look at it more than once. So because there's a huge amount of information in there, as you would have seen.
In sport tonight, tomorrow is a popular day for punters, with Premier Racing returning to Rotorua Park. Thoroughbred stars will gallop into action for the 2014 Rotorua Plate Day. The day also features the Tickled Pink Cocktail Party fundraising event, which includes all the exciting horse racing, all while relaxing in a premium lounge. Don Patterson from Rotorua Racing has the details.
Well, Plate Day is one of only 2 Saturdays that we have here in Rotorua, so it's one of our shining lights of the spring. It's part of a nationwide series, what we call the Spring Carnival. It's when all the top horses come out to play, the ladies get their posh frocks on. It's a chance to dress up and come along and see some of the best racing that you'll see all spring here at Rotorua Park.
And it's not just about the horses. For the fashionistas in town, there's also the Fashions in the Field competition.
Basically, it's a competition for ladies to get their posh frocks on and have a crack at winning some fabulous prizes, over $2,000 worth of prizes locally to be won. Plus, they then get to represent Rotorua at the Viva Prix de Fashion, which is held on TV3 Derby Day in Auckland in February 28th of next year. So they'll be representing us, and if they win that, they then go on to represent New Zealand in Australia on during Melbourne Cup Cup week, plus they win a prize package worth over $30,000. So it's a great competition for the ladies to get dressed up for. Come along, entries start around about 1 o'clock tomorrow.
To your weather update now. Tonight there'll be occasional rain developing with the northerlies and an overnight low of 11. And we have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up after City News, thanks to Met Service. Don't forget, for program listings or to watch City News again, you can visit our website, tv.rotorua.co.nz, and remember to look us up on Facebook. Still to come in tonight's program, we have a two-part interview with District Councillor Meripeka Tate, and Don Patterson talks more about tomorrow's premier racing event and the summer racing season.
Kia ora everybody, welcome back to City News. It's my pleasure now to be joined by Meripeka Tate. Many of you know and love this lady. She's been doing a lot for Rotorua and our community over many, many years, and New Zealand on a whole. So it's really a very fortunate time to get to sit down and have it all to myself.
Thank
Kia
you.
ora, Meripeka.
Kia ora, and it's lovely to sit down actually and relax a wee bit, because
Yes, you've been a very busy lady.
very busy, yes, not only with my council work and also with the District Health Board here in Rotorua, but also I'm involved in whānau ora now too. I'm the chair of the North Island Commissioning Agency, which is Te Pou Matakana.
Oh,
So,
how fantastic.
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, now I'm actually really enjoying that. The organisation only got underway on the 1st of July, so we've had to set up a whole new entity and then plan how we can actually ensure that resources and particularly funding gets as close to whānau as possible.
And that's key, isn't it? Being able to get the money that's actually there in
Yes.
where it's most needed.
Exactly.
So where is it most needed in your view?
Well, of course, as you know, there are people, whānau, they have complex needs. A lot of them have many, and some of those needs are quite complex. They didn't just occur overnight, so sometimes you're talking about intergenerational issues, and so and some of that's around housing, some of that's around addiction, some of that's no income coming into the home, ill health, all of those things. So you're trying to look at what are the needs and how can we best wrap services around families in need.
And huge pressure when people are in that situation, because you've got this thing about needing to dig yourself out. You need to get educated, you need to be able to move forward, but it's very hard when you're under those kind of pressures.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes the problems that whānau have, they become so overwhelmed with them that actually they can never get out from under that situation. And so that's why you want good people to walk alongside whānau to say we can do it together, because sometimes they just don't have the energy or even, as I say, the ability any longer to dig themselves out of it.
And so with whānau ora, that is the wraparound service, what are we going to see here in the Bay of Plenty, do you think?
Well, what we're calling for now is expressions of interest to say, what do you believe in either a service that you could provide or possibly co-design and co-deliver with someone else? What do you believe would make a difference for whānau? And so we don't know what people might come up with. We're saying to them, if over many years you've had ideas but you've had nowhere to take those ideas, that's what Te Pou Matakana is now saying. We're saying we want those ideas. If you can't design it, we'll help you co-design. If you can't fund it, we'll actually look to fund you, or we'll seek some co-investment as well. We just have to work together to actually bring about more positive results.
Must be so exciting for you as a woman
Well,
to
yes.
be doing such nitty-gritty work and actually making a difference. You're at a level now where you're not, the decisions you make, they have effect.
They do have effect, and you are right. I mean, when you've been around for a long time, sometimes you would have liked to have been in a position where you could call the shots, and now I can. And so I'm working with people, obviously, who are likewise committed. I'm part of a board, a team. We have an economist on our board. We have an accountant. We have people, some that don't necessarily come from the social sector area, but they bring a different lens. They see things differently, and they're also constantly asking us to make sure that we're fit for purpose, that we minimise the risks, and that we look strategically at what we can do to support whānau. So we want many partners now to come forward and just say, hey, we can do something here in this space, and we want to talk to you.
Kia ora Meripeka, very busy, obviously lots of mahi to do with whānau ora. And after the break, everyone, we're going to come back and we're going to have a talk about what Meripeka is doing in council. Very busy there as well, so we look forward to that. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Well, we're continuing now with Mere Pekaro Kawatate, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you've been doing in council lately and all of the moving and shaking that's happening there. So how's it been?
Well, actually, moving and shaking is probably the right word, because we have had some changes in council. I mean, organisations need to ensure they remain fit for purpose, and so we've looked at council over the last 6 months, and there have been some staff changes. There have been some, it's an organisational review, a significant one for council, and so yes, it's quite exciting actually. I mean, first of all, I have to say it's hard to keep up with our Mayor Stevie, and that's great, because she has a vision for Rotorua, which we also always support as well, and of course we've had input into that vision, and so has the community through consultation early on, and so now we're just trying to make sure that we've all got portfolios. I have the people portfolio and the iwi relationship portfolio, and so we're all now coming to terms with what that would look like and what the work that has to be done. So it's really exciting times.
It is exciting, and it's interesting to note for myself, for the years that I've been working alongside council and reporting on council, that I haven't seen ownership of particular portfolios like this before. All of the councillors are really very dedicated and interested and excited about what they're doing.
Right.
One of the ones you're involved with is the relationship between council and Te Aroha.
Yes.
So how's it going?
Well, it's been a little bit of a long drawn-out process because, as you know, we used to have this Te Aroha Standing Committee, and they provided good advice to council, but there was a call to renew that and see again, you know, after 20 years, is this how the relationship should be, or could we provide better advice in a different way? And so there have been a couple of models that have been developed, and now those are now going out to consultation with the iwi, so we can get some feedback. As a result of the consultation, they could change, and hopefully before Christmas there will be a recommendation from that working group back to council to say, hey, listen, this is how Te Aroha can have a far more meaningful relationship with the council, and this is where Te Aroha believes that they could give some good input, some good advice, and I think that's going to be quite exciting as well.
So with the Te Aroha Standing Committee, now it's going to looking at being replaced by something more efficient?
Yes. Te Aroha's looking at how can Te Aroha have better input into the council, what the council might need from Te Aroha, how Te Aroha can be more proactive, and so that requires some good thinking. It also requires wide consultation with Te Aroha as well, because as you know, we have many council has many memorandums of understanding with our various iwi here in Te Aroha, and so they want to make sure that any recommendation that comes to council is not going to usurp the memorandum of understanding that the various iwi have with council. So we have to be very, very sure that good consultation is done and that we end up with a model that's satisfactory to both sides, council and Te Aroha.
Something exciting that you're working on now. What's something exciting that there's coming up in the future that we need to know about?
I think the people portfolio that I have got, and when you look at the people portfolio, you're talking about young people, you're talking about our children, you're talking about families, and you're talking about older persons. So how can we have a city of Rotorua that actually is embracing and inclusive of everyone actually that lives here? It's a big call, it's a big ask, but that's my job. And so very shortly I'll be going out and talking to people about, if we've got a smart future for Rotorua, have a look at what we're proposing, and do you see yourselves reflected in that? And if you don't, how can we make sure that you are? And it's really important that the people who have perhaps never been asked before, that they actually have an opportunity to have their say. This is my city, it's my future, and I want some say in it.
So tell us about the people portfolio. What are the objectives of that portfolio? Where do you want that to end up?
I want people, from the people portfolio, I want people to feel included in our community. I want them to participate fully in the community. I want Rotorua to be a place where they can call home and actually feel at home, and that they see themselves reflected in everything that the council puts out, be it in our sporting area or be it in the arts. I want families to say, yes, that's me. And we've got 70,000 people in Rotorua. They're all ambassadors for our beautiful city. We've got the summer coming up. We've got international events that are going to be staged in Rotorua next year. So we've got to be on top of it, and we've all got to be enthusiastic. As I say, it's our place, our future, and it's up to every one of us to make it happen.
It is indeed, and something that's going to be happening here in our place coming up shortly is a BBC series, a crime series, a drama series set here.
Exciting. Are you going to be in it?
Well, I hope so.
be in it. You should
I hope
try
so.
to be
They're
in
looking for actually a Māori detective. I'm a detective. I'm always asking. Yes, well, we'll be in touch, BBC.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Look, that was exciting. When I saw that, I thought, oh, that's exciting for Rotorua. Again, it brings international attention. But, I mean, it's a BBC program that they're going to shoot here in Rotorua and in our surroundings. And it's just going to be exciting, showcasing Rotorua again and what we have, the talent that we have, the beautiful scenery that we have. And I just think it's exciting for Rotorua.
Special place. Well, thank you so much for spending that time with me this morning, and we look forward to seeing what's coming up
Kia
for you
ora,
in the
thank you.
future. Kia ora, Meripeko.
Kia ora.
It is going to be a hive of excitement down here at Rotorua Park tomorrow because we have Rotorua Plate Day. Here to talk to us about that and guide us through that process, we have Don Patterson. Good morning. Hey, Don. What's your official title?
It's a rather long-winded title. It's Track Marketing and Sponsorship Manager. I look after 6 different racing clubs in the central North Island here. Rotorua is one of them. And basically my job is to get people to come to the races.
How long have you been in this position?
Oh, about 9 years now, I think. Scary.
So you're a professional.
Well, I'd like to think so.
Talk us through tomorrow. Why are we having Plate Day?
Well, Plate Day is one of only 2 Saturdays that we have here in Rotorua, so it's one of our shining lights of the spring. It's part of a nationwide series, what we call the Spring Carnival. It's when all the top horses come out to play, the ladies get their posh frocks on. It's a chance to dress up and come along and see some of the best racing that you'll see all spring here at Rotorua Park.
I see that you're wearing pink today and you've got a lovely pink ribbon on. Is that symbolic of something?
Yes, of course. This month being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we as a club decided that we'd get behind this great cause. So we've aligned with the Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust. So we're raising funds and raising awareness of this worthy cause tomorrow. We have what's called a Tickled Pink cocktail party. It's a charity fundraising event. We'll have a charity auction. Proceeds from some of that will go towards the Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust. There'll be a bucket collection at the end of the day and all sorts of fun happening as well. Hopefully the folks from the local community to dig deep in their pockets and give to this worthy cause.
And for all the ladies and men in the Rotorua community that want to get involved in this day, how do they find out? Do we have to purchase a ticket?
No, the tickets for that have closed for the Tickled Pink cocktail party, but you're more than welcome to just come along on the day. It's free entry to get in the gate. Just as you leave, perhaps, the bucket collectors will be there shaking their buckets. Maybe just dig your hand into the pocket and pull out some of your coins that you might have left over.
Now, you did mention that it's a great opportunity for the ladies in our town to get their best frocks on. Let's talk about women's fashion. What can we see? What's hot this month?
So we have Fashions in the Field. It's our 4th annual event that we've done this. Basically, it's a competition for ladies to get their posh frocks on and have a crack at winning some fabulous prizes, over $2,000 worth of prizes locally to be won. Plus, they then get to represent Rotorua at the Viva Prix de Fashion, which is held on TV3 Derby Day in Auckland in February 28th of next year. So they'll be representing us, and if they win that, they then go on to represent New Zealand in Australia on Melbourne Cup during Melbourne Cup week. Plus they win a prize package worth over $30,000. So it's a great competition for the ladies to get dressed up for. Come along, entries start around about 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Wow, now how do they enter?
Just turn up. We've got entry forms online, which is at www.track.co.nz at our website, or you can just turn up tomorrow and register. From about midday we'll take registrations.
And what are you looking for in a frock? What's going to catch your eye?
Well, obviously well coordinated. We want to see a nice hat or fascinator matching the outfit, the shoes, the handbag. All the accessories have to tone in together, and a bit of poise and grace as well. It's all about high quality fashion here at the races tomorrow.
Sounds like it's going to be a wonderful event. I hope the weather permits. Now, let's talk about what's coming up down here at the Rotorua racetrack.
So after this event, of course, we have Christmas at the races, the opportunity to get together with your colleagues, workmates, customers, come along to the races. Completely unique. You can't do that anywhere else in the country, just here at Rotorua Park, Christmas at the races. Bring along your colleagues. Again, you can go to our website for more information on that. So that's Friday the 7th of November. Perfect way to spend an afternoon at the races. races. And then the big one of the entire year is on Saturday the 27th of December. It's unusual for us to have a Saturday, it's just happened to fall that way this year. But the 27th of December, it's like our Boxing Day races that Ellerslie has, except ours is on the next day. So 27th of December, it's called the Inter-Islander Summer Festival, and it's a total family day. We have all sorts of fun things for the kids to do. Racing on the track for kids, they actually get out there and race on the track. It's broadcast on the big super screen that we have. There's great prizes to be won, but it's huge, it's a huge day. We get about 8,000 people. It's a fabulous day, so put that in your calendar for the day after Boxing Day, 27th of December.
For people in our communities that haven't attended race day yet, of any kind, of any calibre, how would you encourage them? What is it that you're telling them? Why should they be here?
Well, it's a whole lot better than sitting at home and betting in front of your television. If you're a person who enjoys to have a flutter now and then, you just cannot beat the live excitement of being here at Rotorua Park. The horses thundering down that straight, the sound is absolutely incredible. And I've owned a few horses in my time, and just to see my horse cross that finish line in the front or even second or third that's a great rush. It really is good. So you can't beat the excitement of live thoroughbred racing, and most days it's absolutely free to get in. Quite often during the holidays we put on free children's entertainment, so as far as value for money, because money's tight these days, you can't beat a day at the races.
Thank you very much, Don. Here you go, you've been told, plate day tomorrow, gonna be lots of fun, glitz, glamour, a day for the family. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
Summer racing returns tomorrow. That was Don Patterson from Rotorua Racing talking about tomorrow's premier event and the upcoming racing season. If you have any news, email news@tvrotorua.co.nz, or to see the show again and catch up on past episodes, visit our website tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. For Money Air.
Supporting local content so you can see more